Man, what a fun day. You'll hear me talk about it in the video. Trading went really well today. Really solid start. And I started new different account sizes on my Apex accounts. I've been trading the 50K for the last year and a half. I've traded one 300K account when I very first started out with Apex. And yesterday after the stream, I was like still feeling motivated to trade and ended up getting and wanting to try the 300K accounts. Ended up passing them, which is, I think, kind of challenging because of you have to make 20 grand in it and the $7,500 trailing drawdown. It's just tight, but I was like in a mindset for base hits. I was trading 10 contracts, passed those accounts yesterday. Made the decision to end my PAs on the 50Ks because they've just been getting bled. I had like $1,000 or something around there left in them. Decided to end it and just go for like a change up. I think I needed like a mental change up and like a new just way of thinking about things right now because it's been tough for me the last like month. Just like a slow bleed. Anyways, today it did that for me. I was like super excited to be trading and on the stream and with something like kind of a new challenge in front of me with new potential and things like that. And I think it was a very rash decision yesterday to trade the 300Ks and just kind of see what was happening. And then it was a rash decision to pull the trigger on ending my 50Ks and rotating into the 300K PAs. But I'm happy with it so far, and I'm excited for kind of the future of it and all of those types of things. So we're gonna go and dive into today's stream. I'm trading 20 of the 300K PA accounts with Apex, and let's get into it. Yo, good morning. All right, Chad, I got a quick update on you for you. Not baby related. No update on the baby yet. Yesterday, after the stream, I felt like I wanted to keep trading. I got 20 of the 300K accounts. Honestly, I made a lot of spur of the moment decisions yesterday. I've only traded one 300K account, and it was actually when I very first started Apex. So I started with the 150 or the 100K static account or whatever. Actually, I don't remember the order. It was either 300K account first or the 100K static account first, and then I switched to the 300K, and then I switched to the 50Ks because of the video that I posted a long time ago about risk to reward ratios in those accounts. Anyways, I had this idea in my head of I am significantly more comfortable with the trailing drawdown than I was when I first started with Apex. Like significantly more comfortable. I understand it now. I didn't when I first started the 300Ks. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. I've not tried anything other than the 50K accounts in a long time. I still feel like trading. I'm just going to get 20 of the 300Ks and see what happens on the day. I ended up passing them all yesterday by trading 10 lots, 10 contracts, 10 contract trades. And, dude, the 50Ks have just been like going chopping and bleeding. So I just like pulled the trigger on it. And I'm trading the 300Ks now. I have fresh 300Ks. So my thought process is this, and hear me out, because I don't think this is as crazy as it sounds, but maybe it is silly. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to the 50s. I don't know. But here's my thought process. The max payout on the 50K account for the first 3 months or whatever is $2,000, right? That's a max payout. The max payout on the 300K is $3,500. Max drawdown on the 50K account is $2,500. The max drawdown on the 300K account is $7,500. So my thought process is if I trade it basically the exact same way as I was trading the 50Ks, maybe throwing in some more size, maybe, to be decided, then I end up, I think, and I might be thinking about this dumb, but I was thinking about it a lot yesterday. I think it makes more sense once you're funded to be on the 300Ks, but getting funded on the 300Ks is significantly harder than the 50Ks. Like significantly, I think, at least I think so. You have to trade more, you're trading more size most likely. The drawdown is $7,500 and you need to make 20 grand. I made like $21,000 on all those accounts yesterday. It was actually honestly kind of wild. It honestly also made me feel pretty good because I was like just cranking away on base hits. It's a nice little confidence boost, I'll be honest, even if it was in an eval. So my thought process is if I trade it the same way as I did the 50Ks, I have a lot more wiggle room to open it up after I get some reps. And then, you know, if everything goes well, which it rarely does with trading, but assuming everything did go really well, I have a lot of contracts to open it up later for really big swings. I don't know. It might be stupid. I might be regretting this decision. It was honestly very spur of the moment. I only thought of the concept yesterday right after the stream, and I executed on it right away. I think sometimes, though, those types of ideas I like the best. So I'm ready to go here. Very fresh. No trades yet. I'm trading 20 of the 300K accounts. And my methodology was the exact same as the video that I posted however long ago. I just was trading 10 contracts at a time. And we're going to see what happens. I have no idea. Like I said, I might be regretting it. I'm very used to the 50Ks, so I might rotate back to the 50Ks if it goes terrible. But I like the idea of having the wiggle room for later on in the game with the more contracts. I don't know. I think I'm also like feeling a little inspired by like seeing some of these massive payouts, I'll be honest. I'll be straight up honest about that. I am feeling very inspired. And I'm like, how can I put myself in a position to do that? And I think the 300K, I mean, it definitely puts you in a position to do that. Like, I just showed myself I could do it in a day. Like 20K in a day, which if I'm uncapped is doable. So anyways, we'll see. No, I didn't blow the 50Ks. I didn't blow them. I took them off the payment. I think that, I mean, they were definitely bleeding, but they did not get blown. So I think that, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to try it. It's like a nice little mix up, honestly, more than anything. Just been doing the same thing for a year and a half. So mixing it up a little bit. We'll see. It's an experiment because I've only done this one other time and I only did it with one account. I had the 300K funded one time and then I switched to the 50Ks and I only had one account. I wasn't copy trading at the time. In fact, I did it on Trade8. But it's before I even moved over to Sierra Chart, I guess, technically. Or right around the same time. 300K is no joke to pass the eval. Yeah, dude, yeah, you're right. I mean, I literally, like, I was just, like, in the mood. I was in the mood yesterday. And that's why I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try it on some evals. And it worked well. So then I was like, well, I did it on the evals. I'm just going to send it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm curious. Definitely curious. And I'm feeling inspired, honestly. Like I said, I'm feeling inspired from, like, Jade and those other dudes that have pulled serious money out recently. I'm like, it's my turn. All right. Anyways, so that's the update of what's going on. Markets are open. We got overnight highs up at 20,040. Overnight lows down at 19,800. Got view up at 950, pointing control at 940. Currently making lows. We're up 1.3% on the session. News on the session. We've got 8:45 manufacturing PMI and then 9 o'clock ISM PMI. Group to the 50Ks. Yeah, I had $1,200 in them and just ended it. It was feeling like they were like, dude, they just been slow bleeding for weeks. And weeks. Slow bleeding for weeks. Just was like, these are either going to eventually get blown and then I'll rotate into the 300s or I just like send it. So I'm sending it. Still 400-day target? No. I was thinking that, like, realistically, like, if I can get 400 or 500 in the mornings and then continue to trade up to like 1,000, I feel like a 1,000-day target is pretty solid with the drawdown and the requirements. There might be a couple days where it needs to be a little more just for the first payout, but then after that, I feel like that's pretty solid. But yeah, the passing them is no joke. No joke. I don't think if I had not spent all the time that I've spent on the 50Ks, I don't know if I could have done the 300K, to be perfectly honest. You need to have a very good understanding of the trailing drawdown on the 300K. And a very good, like, you got to be, I don't know. Yesterday I was feeling really primed for base hits, and if you're not feeling primed for base hits, I don't think that 300K is doable. I'll be perfectly honest. Just because you're having to get 20K with $7,500 trailing, there's like not a whole lot of room for bad trades, to be perfectly honest. I think a lot of people, if I had to guess, because I could even feel it a little bit on my own too, but I just like kind of manhandled my own brain on this thought process. But I understand that I can understand a lot of people going into the 300K. And one, I think you're given 35 contracts or something like that. I have Sierra chart. I can't even get into more than 20. I have it set to no more than 20. So one, I can imagine a lot of people full port, which gets them trailing drawdown instantly. I was trading 10s, so I had more wiggle room. I just needed to make more trades. And I think that's the key. I think if you're like getting into that 20 to 30 contract range, that's one, a ton, but two, that's when the trailing drawdown will eat you alive. Same way you felt when moving over to copy trading multiple account? Yeah, dude, literally same. Exactly the same feeling. But I'll be honest, man, I'm like kind of, it feels like a refresh. A little bit of like a reset, refresh, kind of new excitement sort of for me, which is like a fun feeling. And obviously I'm about to take a week off for the baby, but it still feels fun to have something work related that's like kind of new and fresh to get after and change up my thought process in the slump, honestly. We'll see how it actually works out. Like I've been saying that a lot. We'll see how it actually works out. Who knows? Big block at 60. How big is that? 500 at 60, huh? What's Delta doing? There's the 1 standard deviation again. Recently, we've been going back into point of control, though. Would look like this. I don't know if it's going to do that or not. Go move that break even. I'm out. That's a $200 winner. Off of point of control, psych level 900. It's been the bounce spot several times here. Went ahead and got long up 900. Quick $200 winner. On to the next. Happy with it. 40 minutes of patience for 10 seconds of perfection. I wish they were all that way, right? Again? We didn't pop it again? That's wild. It's lit. All right. From this past weekend, April 26th and 27th. Also, happy May 1st. I'm pretty happy April's done. Okay. Saturday and Sunday, April 26th, 27th. Who oversees all the tissues? The handkerchief. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. I got like a new screen thing on my camera. Can't really see stuff. Super close. Monday, April 28th. What noise does a 747 make when it bounces? Boing, boing, boing. Tuesday, April 29th. Why did the coach put the frog in the outfield? He's really good at catching flies. Wednesday, April 30th, yesterday. What do you call someone with no body and no nose? Nobody knows. And today's dad joke, Thursday, May 1st, we popped that level finally. Thursday, May 1st, today. Rest in peace, boiled water. You will be missed. I kind of like that last one. We get the highs right at 20K too. So what would be interesting is if we can hold the highs here for 7 minutes. This is just like, I feel like I'm saying the same conversation from like every day. If we can hold this highs for the next like 7 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes or whatever. We push 20K, maybe rotate into 2020, maybe just 2010, come back into the 20 or into the 20K retest for IBH, and then push into the overnight highs. I think that looks pretty clean. We got 83 being somewhat interesting. We got IBH being interesting. I want to wait for a close though, and I want to see it close like 10 points above IBH for the rotation back in. Yesterday had some weird IBH action. Played it a few times when I was getting those evals. Could look like this. The 1 standard deviation, the wick. See how we respond. I'm gonna go and move that break even. I'm probably gonna get stopped out. That's okay. That's why it's break even. Stopped out. Good try. $5 there. I'm hesitant to let it play out here just because I feel like, you know, snap of 80s is very doable. It ends up running the full 10 points there, so. I'm happy with the break even there, though. I think that, I don't know, I'm scared of the floor falling out after a nice grind to the upside. So I was going to take the first trade there, first test of it. If it comes back down, move a break even, which I did. So happy with how I executed that. No complaints on my side. Ended up trading prior open 80 with a little flush below, but nothing too crazy. Nice doji. 50% retrace of the doji is kind of interesting to me. Tight trade, 5 points. If we sweep below, I'll be out. Again, break even. I'm up 5 points. Not worth it to take a losing trade on it for me. Stopped out again, break even. Again, this is like a situation where if it runs against it here, like I can see it just getting yoinked. So I just don't want to mess with that. So I'll just take the break even. I have another $5, covers commissions, whatever. So on to the next. Those are both of those trades to me are totally worth the stab in there. Both very tight risk trades. There's nothing wrong with that. Even watching it run up to 10 points, I don't really feel too much there because it's like I gave it a good shot. Why is the IBH in between your 5-minute chart and your 1-minute chart? IBH is only on the 1-minute chart. This is actually value area. It's a volume profile. This is value area high, value area low. This is IBH high and IBH low. So they're different lines. Nice push. So again, the full 10 points there works either way, both times. It's just I'm taking the break even there because I don't want to get yoinked. I like the 80 rotation into the 20s, come back into IBH and rip it into the overnight highs. That'd be pretty clean. 80 to 20 rotation, magical 80s to magical 20s, come back into IBH, rip it into the overnight highs. Yeah, and yeah, to Ace's point, the only reason I took this one is because everything is clearly going up right now. And we have a doji after a nice little, I mean, the biggest pullback we've had in this whole move. Which is why I went 5% or 50% of the wick with a, 5-point stop. All right, there's the 20 rotation. We are probably just going to end up running the overnight highs in one swoop, but this is currently what I was talking about. Magical 80s to the magical 20s. Ideally, we close up and then come back into IBH for the retest. I don't know how I feel about it right now. I prefer closes at IBH usually. or closes above and then retrade into IBH. I'm gonna wait for the close. It's doing everything I wanted it to do except for close here and then do it. It did the retrace right after 20. Tapped IBH and ripped off it. I get filled long at IBH. Break even. And I'm out. There's a 10-pointer off IBH. It's $410 on the day. To recap, I had a long here. 900, point of control at the time. It was like a 10-second trade. I took 2 stabs here that ended up break even, which we can see better on the range chart. Went up 5 to 6 points or whatever. I moved my stop break even, ends up getting tapped, runs for 10 points. Same thing here. I buy the 80s. Goes up 7 points. I move it break even, ends up getting tapped and then running. And then IBH there ends up just working pretty well. I think it ran like, 1 or 2 points below. And then just moves right up to target. So 10-pointer there. I love that trade. That's one of my favorite trades to take. So that worked out really well today. Hell of a day though. 17% on GeoGuessr. Locking in $400 on the stream. New account sizes. I'm having fun. I'll be honest, I'm having fun. I haven't had fun in a while.
Been trading daily for almost 2 years. Took my first payout in December. Up over 100k in payouts this year. Just finalized my move to Bali from STL. Living my dream. Thanks for everything you do for the community.
Damn, bro. GG's. Also, thank you for the 100. Much appreciated. Unnecessary, and I appreciate that. Dude, that's a sacrifice. I appreciate it. GG's on the 100k. GG's on your move to Bali. GG's on living your dream. Hell yeah. What a flippin' Thursday, man. I'm gonna take this energy into the rest of my day. Thank you for having fun with me. Or at least, I don't know if you had fun, but I had a great time today. Very fun. Very refreshing. It was like a refreshing day for me. I'm glad I moved into the 300s. It just feels like a little bit of a jumpstart refresh. It was the right decision, I think, so far. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. Maybe see you tomorrow, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. If I do see you tomorrow, I will not be seeing you Monday. And if I don't see you tomorrow, it's because we're having a baby. So, and after a morning like this, I don't know how it doesn't happen. You know what I mean? We'll see.